Hello, this is Priestess Kelvin of the AOC. Today I'll be talking about Babylon the Great, New York City. The location of ancient Babylon is in Iraq. There are many prophecies about a future Babylon referred to in the book of Revelation as Babylon the Great City, with many scholars and theologians speculating where this new Babylon might be. Some propose that it is in the Vatican in Rome, based solely upon one verse, Revelation 17:9, without taking into consideration the other prophecies that describe it. There are numerous scriptures that reference Babylon. These scriptures describe many aspects of Babylon that were not of true ancient Babylon, taking into account that the time period that these prophecies were described. There are just a few details that describe Babylon the Great. It is the lone superpower of the world. Isaiah 47:5-8. It is the most respected, envied, and hated nation around the world. Isaiah 18:2. It is called a lady and has a symbol of a lady, Lady Liberty, also known as the Statue of Liberty, is a great symbol of America. It is printed up onto US currency and sits in New York Harbor. Isaiah 47:7-9. Babylon sits upon many waters. Jeremiah 51:13. The mother of Babylon has the symbol of the lion. The United Kingdom's symbol is a lion. Jeremiah 7:4. Ezekiel 38:13. Jeremiah 51:38, Psalms 17:12. Babylon would grow to be the mightiest city in the world, New York City. Revelation 18:3, 7:19-23. Babylon would have a huge seaport within its borders. New York Harbor is the biggest in the world. Revelation 18:17. The great city Babylon is the home of world government. This can only be New York City, where the United Nations sit. Revelation 17:18. Babylon destroys her own land, becomes the inhabitants of demons. Isaiah 14:20, Revelation 18:2. Babylon is the name of a town located in Long Island, New York. These prophecies regarding the description of Babylon, the great city, clearly describes New York City. Revelation 17:9 is the verse that everyone uses to claim that Babylon is the Vatican in Rome, which sits upon 7 hills. To say that, however, is to ignore all the other prophecies and descriptions given about Babylon. There is one other city that is built upon 7 hills, which a woman does sit on, and is the center of sea trade and commerce. This city also sits upon many waters, and the state has a city called Babylon, which almost all sea commerce go through. That city is New York City. New York City is the home of the Statue of Liberty, as we know her today. The sculptor of the statue, Auguste Bertoldi, was a Mason that belonged to the Masonic Grand Lodge in Paris, and at the time was looking for a commission to build a statue of the goddess of fertility, Isis, from Egyptian mythology. The goddess Isis was known to the Babylonians as Ishtar. This fertility goddess was eventually adopted by the Romans, who changed her name to Libertas, or Liberty in English. Thus, the Statue of Liberty is indeed the statue of the pagan goddess of fertility, Ishtar. The symbol of Ishtar are the bunny and the egg, where we derive the holiday of Easter, which is really a ritual to the pagan goddess. Ishtar is the goddess of fertility, love, and sex, hence why she referred to as the whore of Babylon by the ancient prophets. New York City is the home of the Federal Reserve System and the International Monetary Fund, by which all other currency around the world is based upon. New York is also home of the United Nations Security Council, where the kings of the earth gather. Merchants travel to Babylon, New York, to trade with America day and night. America is a singular nation made up of many states. It is the strongest nation in the world, military, and has been for many years. America destroys and pollutes its own land. America is a nation of many different religions. America is also a nation where the majority of the population has lost touch with their identity. America is also known for adultery by the phrase mixing pots of the world. America inflicts wounds upon itself and blames others for it. World Trade Center, 9/11. America boasts that it is never been invaded by a foreign army and will never be conquered. America sits upon many waters, from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean, and contains approximately 1/3 of the world's freshwater supply. As you can see, the only city in the entire world that fits the description of Babylon the Great to the letter is New York City. It is the city, the only city in the world that fulfills every single prophecy about it precisely. Revelation 14:8. And another angel followed, saying, That great city, Babylon, is fallen, which made all the nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Revelation 16:19. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the Gentiles fell. And great Babylon came into remembrance before God, to give her the cup of the wine of the indignation of his wrath. Revelation 17:5. And on her forehead a name was written, a mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of fornications and the abominations of the earth. Revelation 18:2. And he cried out with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the inhabitants of devils, and he hold every unclean spirit, and the hold of every unclean and hateful bird. Revelation 18:10. Standing afar off for fear of her torments, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Revelation 18:21. And a mighty angel took up a stone, as it were a great milestone, and cast into the sea, saying, With such violence as this shall Babylon, that great city, be thrown down, and shall be found no more. Love God, love each other. Amen.